Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back once again to another episode of Axel's Wrestling Review. As always, I am your host, Darren Dyer, but better known in the Twitter world as Axel Mulligan. Whatever you want to call me, I'm sure I've been called much worse. Talking about NXT, obviously being the weekend show, as I always say, Ring of Honor's during the week. NXT's on the weekends now. Much better product than last week, I thought. There was a lot more substance in the ring, a lot more substance out of the ring. And I must be Claire fucking Voyant, because last week I said I wanted to see Riley and Corey Graves back on the same announced team, and lo and behold, we fucking got it. They were teaming with Rich Brennan, and all aside from the main event, which I will obviously get to later on. They're very good. I thought Riley didn't necessarily try to bury anybody. I think he's a product of Triple H's burial fucking services, basically, because he doesn't really try to put anybody over. Even heels on occasions, he fucking tries to bury them. A bit like JBL, Triple H, and actually no, fuck it. I'm actually going to take Triple H out of that, because anybody who thinks Triple H purposely buries people these days is a fucking idiot. Much better product, much better commentary, aside from the main event, but I will get to that. First match was Carmella versus Emma. Enzo and Cass came out, did their usual stuff, and I love Enzo. I love Cass. Enzo, he's my birthday brother, we were both born on the same day, December the 8th, 1986. So, that's part of the reason for me to be a fucking fan of Enzo Amore. But, his promos in NXT, I think, or his creativity on his promos in NXT rather, are second to none. And this is when all the Steen marks come out and start giving me Steen shit. Come on, Kevin Owens, anybody wants to challenge me on that. Owens is great promo, don't get me wrong, but Enzo is more creative on a promo. A lot more fun as well, I find. Owens rather, is very to the point. Don't get me wrong, he is the best promo, but Enzo is more creative. He's the best creative guy on a promo. And this is what's frustrating me, because every time we see him, it's the same fucking shit all over again. They'll come out one week and they will completely change it, and it gets one of the biggest reactions that you'll hear on the night or on the show, and then they go back to the usual shit. And I think acting as managers, if you will, for Carmella, that doesn't help, because they're sort of building up a third wheel that doesn't need to be there. I'm not sold on Carmella at all. I think she's a good wrestler, I just don't get the character. And by that I mean, where's the progression now? Because first she was working in a hairdressing salon, she lost her job, Enzo and Cass trained her to become a wrestler. What's the next step? What's the next step for Carmella? Because she's dead weight in this partnership, I think, because Enzo and Cass, they've got all the charisma. Cass is definitely a very talented wrestler, Enzo not so, but his mouth can get him over. Where are they going? For me, it's holding Cass and Enzo back, teaming them with Carmella, because they've got to put her over. I don't get it. She feels like a third wheel in the relationship. Two's company, three's a crowd. She's got to go. She's. And I don't mean from the roster, because as I said, she's a decent wrestler. This is just not working for me with this partnership that she's in with Cass and Enzo. It just doesn't. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't work. If anybody can come up with a reason to say why it does work, aside from the fact that they're all from the same area of the United States of America, please do let me know. There's a comment section below. Just whatever your opinion, or you can send me a tweet at Axel Mulligan or at A Wrestling Review. Carmella won the match, as you might expect, with her, I don't know what her finish is called, that sort of crossface that she does with her legs. This is an impressive move, don't get me wrong. Emma showed a bit of frustration after the match. I don't know if we're going to see a different side to Emma, maybe a less fun side, because you know that's what she's always tried to do, is have fun, you know, dance and appease the fans, bubbles, you know, all that kind of shit. I don't know, maybe if we're seeing a more serious side of Emma. Don't get me wrong, I'd like to see it, because I think that her current character is holding her back, or holding back her wrestling ability, because she is a very good wrestler. You know, she's trained by one of the best trainers out there, Lance Storm. So maybe it's a slight change of character, but it's got to be progressive. It can't just be from one extreme to the other. It's got, for me, it's that kind of character that's got to be progressive. Similar to Bayley, really, I suppose, in a way. But we'll see. I mean, I think moving her up onto the main roster didn't help her at all, because, as I said last week, she was put in that tag team or that partnership with Santino Marella, and that just, well, anybody who gets put with Santino, as I said, you know, you only got to look as far as Vladimir Kozlov, you know, the Moscow Mauler, as JR once labelled him, and he was beating the living piss out of everybody for a year, 2 years. Put him with Santino and he becomes a joke. I mean, this guy even main evented pay-per-views for the WWE Championship. I don't have to say any more on it. You'll see where I'm coming from. You'll know where I'm coming from. Anybody who saw the Moscow Mauler, he was a good wrestler, Vladimir Kozlov. And Santino's a good wrestler, but I digress. Match number 2 of the night: Baron Corbin versus Adrian Neville, the first semi-final of the tournament for the number one contendership of the NXT Championship, and it was a really good match. And it was by no means carried by Adrian Neville. You know, both men worked their strengths. Baron worked the power game well. Adrian Neville worked the speed game and the high flying game well. Anybody who's going to turn around and say to you, if you've not watched the match, anybody who's going to turn around and say Adrian Neville carried the match, Adrian Neville did not carry this match at all. Baron Corbin more than held his own. And this is coming from a guy, I don't like to toot my own trumpet, but toot. I know generally what I'm talking about with professional wrestling, I think, and that's not just my opinion, that is the opinion of other people as well. Neville picked up the win, so it was Baron's first ever loss on, well, since his repackaged debut, I suppose, since his lone wolf gimmick character. Basically, Baron was on the outside of the ring, he threw Neville back in, and with the referee's back turned, Bull Dempsey came out and he threw Baron Corbin into the ring post, and at the count of 9, Baron managed to get back into the ring, but he couldn't stay away from the Red Arrow. Neville picks up the win, 1, 2, 3. He advances to the final, which will be next week at TakeOver. But the next step for Baron Corbin is that he now has to face Bull Dempsey in a no disqualification match next week at TakeOver, which I'm looking forward to, because I think a 2-hour show should hopefully, please give them more time, because they've not been given the time to show what they can do so far. They've had a 3-minute match and a 2-minute match. You're trying to put guys over and you're not, as I say, they're not giving them the time, but hopefully with a 2-hour show they will get the chance to show what they can do. Bull Dempsey impresses me a lot. I wish he'd stop using that flying headbutt and go back to using the bulldozer, but he's impressing me. Anybody who's noticed, or anybody who's taken numbers or whatever, will have noticed that I've stopped calling him Bullshit Dempsey, because I'm actually starting to believe in this guy. I'm starting to believe in the character, that he is a fucking wrecking ball. WWE need to put him over as a wrecking ball, not I'm losing 2 fucking minutes to Baron Corbin. Don't get me wrong, Baron Corbin, I do like Baron Corbin, but these are 2 physical, rugged, rough guys who I'd like to see just a 10-12 minute match next week, excluding entrances and post-match dramas. I would just like to see a 10-minute match from bell to bell where they are beating the crap out of each other with weapons, with fists, with suplexes, with body slams, anything that they've got in their armory. I'd like to see them use that in a 10-12 minute match, and then we can know more about both men, because a lot of people tend to shit on guys that they don't know a lot about. Granted, myself, I shit on guys that I don't know a lot about. I didn't know a lot about Baron Corbin. Sorry, not Baron Corbin, Bull Dempsey. I've always liked Baron Corbin. I've always thought he had the look. Even before he debuted under this lone wolf character, he did have a tag team match where he got, I can't remember who else was in the match, it was probably against the Ascension, but he did manage to actually show what he could fucking do. And in this match he managed to show what he could do, but we've not had that yet from Bull Dempsey, because all he's had is 2-minute matches with Mojo fucking Rawley, and a 2-minute match and a 3-minute match with fucking Baron Corbin. Let us have a 10 or 12-minute match. I don't care who wins, I just want to see what both guys can do, and that's what the fans need in the arena and who are watching on the WWE Network. So Triple H, please let us have some decent time for this match. That's enough of my fucking praying, because I'm not religious. Bayley versus Becky Lynch was up next. And anybody who's seen me in recent weeks, when I start hitting my leg or the arm of my chair or anything like that, with that sort of look on my face, will know there are things in this match that pissed me off, and this match was no fucking exception. Corey Graves, I agree with you 100%. Again, I am clairvoyant, because I was thinking it as you called it, sir. Becky Lynch, too much headbanging, too much with the devil horns, too many theatrics and not enough wrestling. Becky Lynch, you are a great wrestler. You do not need to be doing all of these theatrics while you're trying to have a wrestling match with another talented wrestler in Bayley. You do all this shit after the match, after you've won, not during the match, because it just takes away from what could be a good match. You're wasting time where you could be showing the crowd what you can do. You don't need to be headbanging every 5 seconds in the fucking match. Jesus Christ. Calm down, Darren, calm down. Okay, I'm good. Bayley picked up the win. She was vicious as fuck in this match. She attacked the right knee of Becky, locked in a Boston Crab, or a single leg Boston Crab rather. Becky managed to get to the ropes, but Sasha had already previously come down to ringside. She wasn't actually in the corner, so to speak, from the beginning, but she came down to ringside mid-match. Becky crawled out to the outside to get a bit of space, and Sasha's doing like, what are you doing? Get back in the ring. So a little argument ensued, and Sasha just straight back in the ring, straight into a Bayley to belly suplex. 1, 2, 3. Bayley picks up the win. After the match, we had a bit of pushing and shoving between Sasha Banks and Becky. It was just a build up for next week. Charlotte came out, Becky was in the ring, Bayley was on the ramp, Sasha was ringside, and Charlotte was right at the top of the ramp on the stage. It's just a stare down, really, no words exchanged or anything like that. So after a little bit of shit in the show, gentlemen, grab your Kleenex. Women, grab your sponges, because this is your hashtag Randy Marsh moment of the show. It was your main event. It was Finn Balor versus Hideo Itami, and anybody who's seen it will understand why I've instructed you to grab your Kleenex and your sponges, because this was fucking amazing. This was one giant Randy Marsh moment. And this is what happens when you let two great wrestlers, yes, Vince McMahon, wrestlers, when you let two great wrestlers wrestle, you get a phenomenal match. You get ratings, you get crowd reactions, the internet explodes with it. And the internet kind of exploded with this, because people were saying, as soon as I watched it again straight after. There was no, I've watched it, yeah, it was a good match. It was, everybody had their eyes glued on it. I watched it 2 or 3 times already, and I can't get tired of it. The one thing that I do get tired with it, and I alluded to it earlier, Alex fucking Riley. Adrian Neville came out for commentary. Adrian Neville, on the mic, is a fucking charisma vacuum. Don't get me wrong, I love Adrian Neville. Fantastic wrestler. But he is a charisma fucking vacuum. And now I'm going to get fucking flamed for this shit, so go on, drop your comments below. Thank you, children. He tried to play good journalist, Alex Riley did, on commentary, asking Neville all these kinds of questions, you know. Has your friendship been soured with Sami Zayn? Has your friendship this? Do you think this? Who do you want to win that? And blah, blah, blah. Fuck off, Alex Riley. You just took away from a great wrestling match. And these guys got given 20 minutes. And Alex Riley's on commentary. So you can only think of... Yeah, I don't even need to say it. You know what Alex Riley's like. He didn't bury the talents in the ring by any stretch of the imagination, but he did it by not talking about the match. Talk about the fucking wrestling match. Corey Graves was redundant here. I think I heard him say about 4 or 5 sentences. Rich Brennan, to his credit, was trying to put the match over. Alex Riley, on the other hand, was just... So, Adrian, what do you think about this? Adrian, what do you think about that? Adrian, who do you want to win this? Adrian, do you think your friendship with Sami Zayn is still intact? Do you still respect him? Do you get to do that? Fuck off. Alex Riley, just fuck off. Tim said it right on his show, you know. Riley does like to bury people. Why? What do you gain out of it? As a heel commentator, you should be... Not bet. I look at great heel commentators from the past. I look at guys like Jesse the Body Ventura. I look at Jerry the King Lawler. I look at Bobby the Brain Heenan. At no point did they bury a wrestler to the extent of guys like JBO and Alex Riley. Byron Saxton's a good heel commentator because he puts over the heels. He doesn't bury the faces. And that's what a heel commentator should do. It's not bury the fucking baby faces. The heels should promote the heels. The faces should promote the faces. Jesus fucking Christ. Alex Riley, fuck off. That's all I got to say to you, sir. And I'm calm here. Going back to matters at hand, this was a great wrestling match. We had a lot of chain wrestling at the start. There were moments where Finn Balor was on top. There were moments when Hideo Itami was on top. This was, dare I say it, the best wrestling match that the WWE has put on, aside from the triple threat main event at the Royal Rumble. The best wrestling match that WWE has put on so far in 2015. Great match. I just can't do it justice. If you've got the WWE Network, if you're not an NXT watcher, get onto the WWE Network and watch this. Just if you're going to watch NXT just for this match, because it was brilliant. You could turn off the commentary, turn the volume down so you don't have to listen to Adrian Neville sapping the life out of the fucking match. Alex Riley sapping the life out of the fucking match. You just watch it, just go into your own happy place and watch a beautiful wrestling match. Finn Balor won, which I was more than happy with. He'll go on to face Adrian Neville next week at TakeOver, with a chance to become the #1 contender for the NXT Championship. Where this leaves Hideo Itami, I'm not sure. There was a great show of respect after the match, obviously, as you'd expect, because there were two very good friends, and the vibe that I got was that we might get a heel turn from Hideo. I don't think we will, but that was the vibe that I got. It's something that I wouldn't be opposed to, because I'd like to see a feud. If fucking hell, if the matches are this good while these guys like each other, imagine what it's going to be like when they hate each other. It's just going to be fucking brilliant. Yeah, great show of respect after the match, with the handshake, first between Hideo and Finn, and then between Neville and Finn. So yeah, that was the end of the wrestling for the show. Finn Balor and Adrian Neville were on the stage, and the cameras start, the screen starts blacking out, and I'm thinking, there's still 5 minutes to go, what's going on? We got a phenomenal video package promoting the feud between Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, talking about their history, talking about their personal lives, talking about NXT, talking about NXT TakeOver Our Evolution, Kevin Owens talking about his family. Brilliantly pieced together. Whoever put this together, thank you, because this is how you highlight a wrestling feud. Whoever does it on the main roster, whether it's Kevin Dunn or whoever it happens to be, needs to take tips from this person who did this fucking video, because this was brilliant. And even if it was Kevin Dunn, I'm giving you respect. I can't stand you, but I'm giving you respect. So yeah, we just had this awesome video package to promote the main event, because neither guy was on the show. You know, they were a couple of little backstage interviews, I think from like WWE.com. But I thought this was brilliant. A brilliant way to end the show, and a brilliant way to transcend into NXT TakeOver. I think it's called Rival. It's got, what they had was the Arrival logo, and then the NXT logo smashed into it and took out the A in the first R. So I think it's called NXT TakeOver Rival. I could be wrong. I've not researched it. It's NXT TakeOver at the end of the day. The card for TakeOver. Actually, first of all, I'm giving this show a 7 out of 10 because it was good. In fact, no, fuck it. For the main event, I'm giving it a 7.5. And Alex Riley's not going to bring down my rating. The card for TakeOver reads: Baron Corbin versus Bull Dempsey in a no disqualifications match. I'm going with Dempsey because he needs the win. Corbin doesn't necessarily need the win now that he's lost. Dempsey does need the win because he is on this losing streak, if you will, against Baron Corbin, and he cost him a match for the NXT, well, for an opportunity to become the NXT champion. So I'm going with Dempsey, and as I said, please give us 10 or 12 minute match, please. Compose yourself. Adrian Neville versus Finn Balor, and this could quite easily be the Randy Marsh moment of the night. I will be watching with a box of Kleenex. I'm hoping many of you will be watching with a box of Kleenex. I'm going with Neville to win that one. I think it's a case of, if they have Owens win the championship, then we might see a triple threat between Neville, Owens and Zayn, just to send the indie marks into a frenzy. By which I do not consider myself an indie mark, despite this logo right here. They might try to reignite the feud between Neville and Zayn if Zayn retains as well, but I'd rather not see that. Personally, I'd like to see Balor win as a bit of a change, because, you know, Neville's been on top in NXT for the better part of a year. I'm going with Neville, but I'd like to see Balor pick up the win. The Outback Cowboys versus KalistiCara. So we got the resident Clint Eastwood and the resident Mick Hogan versus KalistiCara. Outback Cowboys would make much sense them losing the titles 2 weeks after fucking winning them in their first defence, might I add. But they do need more tag teams in the division, because I think there was talk of Kalisto moving up to the main roster as an unmasked gay hairstylist. It's the work of Vince fucking McMahon. I don't get why they do this. You know, the rumor has been shut down and shot down and everything by the WWE, but I don't understand why they do the whole, we're going to move you up to the main roster, but we're going to completely change your gimmick, because that just throws away every much work they've put over in NXT for the last however long that individual talent's been there for. A bit like the Ascension in a way, because, you know, they're doing this like, think they're like fucking LOD or something, and obviously they're fucking not. Next match, Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch for the NXT Women's Championship. Tough one to call this, because I can't see Charlotte losing. Then I don't see why they would leave the belt on her with how thin the division is, because they need to just do something to liven it up a bit. I don't see Bayley winning, because we've had a face champion for far too fucking long. You know, as much as Charlotte started as a heel when she was champion, she did change over to babyface. Paige was a babyface for her entire reign. I'm going with Sasha. There's more of the fact that I want Sasha to win, and Becky Lynch, I've said it before, we don't know enough about Becky Lynch for her to be the NXT Women's Champion. And the main event, once again, gentlemen, grab your Kleenex, women grab your sponges. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens for the NXT Championship. Try and pick a winner, because I fucking can't. I just can't call it. I can't call it. The only scenario that keeps playing around in my head is Owens to win the title with William Regal screwing Sami Zayn, simply because Regal didn't want this to be a title match. Zayn forced his hand after Owens tried to and failed, and Regal, he doesn't take things lightly. He never has in his career. That's the only outcome that I can see in my mind. I can't see Zayn winning with the haluva kick, or it doesn't make sense to me why they would have Zayn win like that, because that would make Owens potentially look weak as much as it is a brutal finishing move. Kevin Owens. I'm going with Kevin Owens. As much as I don't want Zayn to lose the belt either, but they're talking about having this feud going for at least a year, and you've got to keep it fresh by having the belt changing hands, because if Zayn were to retain, what does that leave Owens to go after? Because why would he be deserving of a rematch after he wasn't deserving of the championship match to begin with? Zayn would be more than worthy of a rematch because of what he's done in NXT over the last 2 years, and he would be a good chaser to the title again. But then at the same time, he's only just won the championship, so there's so many things that you can think of for like pros and cons as to why each man shouldn't win or should win. But I'm going with Kevin Owens via William Regal screwing Sami Zayn. That's my only outcome, and hopefully what that will then bring us is Owens versus Neville, hopefully at the next TakeOver. Hopefully, you know, I'm guessing that'll be around May again, like they had last year. Owens versus Neville for the championship. Regal versus Zayn. I think about that for a second, because that, ladies and gentlemen, that, my friends, there's another 2 Randy Marsh moments for you. And as well, you know, what if Hideo Itami were to turn heel on Finn Balor, and they had a match at the next TakeOver? Too much fantasy booking goes on in this brain. It's not a great brain by any stretch of the imagination, but I don't know. I can't see 2 screw jobs in the same night, but I wouldn't be opposed to it with those outcomes. Anybody who's got any predictions, anybody who agrees with mine, or anybody who likes my ideas, hates my ideas, anything, just pop a comment below or send me a tweet. Before I go, this evening, this is Saturday the 7th of February 2015, we have FWE No Limits 2015. Holy shit, what a card. I'm staying up to watch it. I hope many of you are as well. Anybody who is an ICW fan, Insane Championship Wrestling fan, the ICW World Heavyweight Championship will be defended on the card. The card is as reads, and I've given my predictions here as well. Robbie E versus Orange Cassidy. I like Orange Cassidy because he's got this really mystifying gimmick where he's just like, seems like he can't be fucking bothered, and then all of a sudden he just springs into life. So I've gone with Cassidy there to win that. Taylor Hendricks, former TNA Knockout, versus Katarina Lee, the former Katie Lee Birchall in WWE. I'm going with Katarina Lee. No particular reason, just that's how I see it going, really. Juicy Product, which is David Starr and JT Dunn versus Trent, as in Trent Beretta, and Bandito Jr. Go with Trent and Bandito Jr., but I wouldn't be surprised if Juicy Product picked up the win. FWE Women's Championship, Candice LeRae versus Veda Scott. Now, Tim, I'm thinking that you'll be going with Veda Scott. I'm going with my girl Candice LeRae. I love Candice LeRae. I think she's a fantastic wrestler. Don't get me wrong, Veda Scott is as well, but Candice LeRae kind of she's revolutionary on the indie circuit, I think, and I think FWE would like to cash in on that. Johnny Gargano versus Brian Myers. Brian Myers, the former Kurt Hawkins in WWE. Going with Gargano. The Addiction, Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian versus the Adrenaline Express. I'm going with the Addiction. Just makes sense again. Just makes sense because of, you know, who they are more than anything. Joey Ryan versus Tommy Dreamer in a Joey Ryan rules match. I've no idea what the hell a Joey Ryan rules match is. I'd love to know, and I will find out tonight. I'll go with Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan's rules. It would look foolish for him to lose his own match. As I was talking about, the ICW World Heavyweight Championship, Drew Galloway defends against Matt Hardy. I'm going with Drew. Wouldn't make sense for Drew to lose the championship away from ICW, and he's really only putting the belt on the line to promote the company and to elevate the prestige of the championship against a guy like Matt Hardy. So Drew Galloway to pick up the win. And then the main event is Matt Sydal versus Paul London for the FWE Tri-Borough Championship. I see Paul London retaining. Again, no particular reason. It's the Master of the Shooting Star Press versus the Master of the Shooting Star Press. I just see Paul London retaining. I just don't see any other outcome to it. I think it'd be a great wrestling match. You know, I'm a big fan of both guys. I have been a big fan of Paul London for quite a while, and I'm a big Matt Sydal fan. I liked his work in WWE as Evan Bourne as well. So that just about wraps everything up. If you haven't bought the iPay-per-view, you need to sign up to rfvideonow.com. I put all the details on the Facebook page this morning, so anybody who's not seen it, just go onto the Facebook page. All the details are there for anybody who wants to watch this show. FWE No Limits 2015 should be a phenomenal event. As I say, that brings me to the end of the show. As always, make sure you look out for me on Twitter at Axel Mulligan for my personal account. For the Axel's Wrestling Review Twitter page, just log on or just search for A Wrestling Review. That's wrestling spelled without a G. Axel's Wrestling Review on Facebook, as always. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/c/Axel's Wrestling Review. And yeah, thank you everybody for watching or listening if you're on Podomatic or iTunes, and I will be back next week. I won't be doing the Review of Honor. I will be reviewing No Limits 2015, the show I've just spoken about. So, as I say, if you're not going to be watching the show, hopefully I can fill you in with all the details next week.